I'm about to go do something which I just really don't want to do. And really don't want to do it twice, like doubly don't want to do it just now. And that is the wonderful experience of doing some hill sprints. Hill sprints, I will go on and on about just being so good for you. The uphill sprinting is just so beneficial for your fitness, for your strength, for your endurance, for your heart, for your lungs, and at the same time it's not bad on your knees or anything because you're going uphill, usually on grass, all that kind of stuff. I think it's short, high intensity, just so many benefits of hill sprints. But the big downside of it is it's just horrible. It's just, it shouldn't be fun at any point. Or you can make it fun, but you shouldn't be going, oh yes, hill sprints. You should be going, oh God, oh this is going to be tough. I need some coffee. So I've just smashed a lot of coffee and I'm getting psyched for it. However, the reason why it's doubly, oh God, hill sprints, is because I'm doing it while I'm in recovery from a long distance run. So 3 days ago I did my first ever 20-kilometer run, almost a half marathon. The first one I've done in over a year due to my back injuries, and that was great. Afterwards I felt fine, no problems, but you get some pretty sore muscles, some pretty sore tendons, your metatarsals in your feet are all a bit swollen for a couple of days afterwards, and it's always good to have a good bit of rest afterwards. So that was 3 days ago, and I would say, yeah, 3 days, my body's just at a stage now where it's just being a bit sore. It's not necessarily functionally having to recover that much. It's just the remnants of recovery that's still causing a bit of like soreness in the muscles. And I always say that just because you're a little bit sore doesn't mean you get to not work out. One of the best training programs I ever did was known as squats every day, and everyone would think that, oh, if you do it every single day your performance will go down until you can't do anything. But actually what happens is there is a dip and then it just goes up and up and up, and then you're like on this invincible hill of just getting stronger and just not having DOMS, delayed onset of muscle soreness and all that kind of stuff. So my whole idea is the same with like weight training as with fitness, is that doing an alternative form of fitness training during the recovery process. So I would always say always have a proper session of recovery, and the more active recovery you can do as well, the better. So two types of recovery. One is you've done a 20-kilometer run, the next 2 days you sit in bed, you do nothing. Okay, you are going to recover, but it's going to be pretty slow. The second way is active recovery, where what you'll be doing is the next couple of days you'll still go out for maybe a gentle walk the next day, and then the day after that a very gentle jog. You'll be doing stuff like heat therapy, you'll go in for a hot sauna, maybe some jacuzzis, doing lots of foam rolling, which is, especially after 20k, that's pretty intensive kind of stuff. But again, that's all in the recovery phase. So that's called active resting. So you're not just sitting there doing nothing, you're actively trying to recover as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible. Usually the case is the faster you can recover from a training session, the idea is the quicker that you can train again and get fitter and all that kind of stuff. But there's the additional benefit of the faster you can recover from a training session, the higher potential benefit that you get from that initial training session as well. So imagine if you have a starting line here and you are, it's just a straight line, and you do a training session, performance will drop for the day after, 2 days after, and all that kind of stuff. If the gradient up is like, it takes a week until you're back to normal, and then 3 days after you're a little bit higher up, your performance will potentially be in a higher level, it doesn't go as high as if you went down and then quickly try to recover and all that. The quicker you recover, the greater the benefits that you potentially have, as long as you're still within the range of fully recovering. So So tonight I'm off to go do some hill sprints. My hamstrings are tender, my quads aren't too bad, so they should be getting a good workout here. My hips are a little bit tender, and my IT band in my left knee a little bit, so I'm going to have to definitely make sure to do more of a warm-up. Again, I don't necessarily believe that anybody really has to do warm-ups. However, if you are in okay, cyclists, just go through the red light there. If you are in the stage of recovery where you're potentially having lots of what they call micro fractures or micro fissures in your muscles and tendons and all that stuff, better to definitely, there's not a bad thing just doing a little 10-minute, gentle jog before trying to do sprints uphill. And all that kind of stuff. Static stretching, definitely don't do that. That's always a bad move. Yeah, good little walk uphill for a wee while before I try and do the sprints. But yeah, that's just my advice at the moment, is that if you've done a big exercise, and if you are going, oh, I'm just sore, I'm going to have to be out for like a whole week, oh, I can't do anything for a week, that's you telling yourself that. That's not, physically, we can all do exercise while we are sore. A lot of the times, pain is just there, it's not actually of any benefit, and it's not telling you anything productive, and it's just trying to get you to be lazy. So just now, what I really want to do is go home, drink some beer, lie in bed, and go, oh my poor legs. But I'm not, because I'm really wanting to try and get as fit as possible, as fast as possible. And I also have my next goal, which is to do a proper half marathon and try and get close to my previous personal best on the last half marathon I did, which was about 2-3 years ago. Trying to get 3 hill sprint training sessions and 1 medium distance, so like a 5 or 10k jog before I do my next half marathon. Hopefully in about a week and a half's kind of time. So yeah, I advise everyone, go do hill sprints. Don't be a pussy. When I say hill sprints, I also include the idea of stair sprints as well. So I'm on a hill just now, but there's a whole bunch of steps here. They are great ones for really developing power in the legs. So I'm going to work on this wee hill for a couple of maybe 2-3 repetitions, and then I go to a more difficult hill just after that. So this is what this one looks like. Really simple, probably 15-20 seconds worth of hill stair sprints there, and by the third one, heart rate massively up. So rest period is just the walk down, a couple of breaths at the bottom, and then sprinting up. The other thing is these steps really have to work your eyeballs to be able to see where you're placing your foot. So this was the easy one. Now we're going to the next one, which is a little bit more difficult, but for different reasons. And that's the path behind me, which you can barely actually see. Now the trick here, or the point of this, is not seeing how far I can go, but just how fast I can go. There's always going to be a limit of where I'm not able to, like, heart and lungs are going to explode. So the challenge is to just try and get to that point either at the same time or faster each time. So we'll see, I think it's only about 20 seconds worth of running. Okay, at 15 minutes, 30 seconds, off we go. Ready, go. Christ. 30. Yeah. Holy mouse, 30 seconds there. But, you bastard spiky plants everywhere. So, from what I know, look at this step, past that tree, just above that one, where it was down there. So, challenge is to do that another 2 or 3 times, another 2 to 3 times, and I get the same time, or aim for the same time or faster. Highly unlikely though. But the great thing is, being up here, great view over Edinburgh, over the south to the east, no, west, and I can see it's pouring with rain. So it's gonna be raining on me pretty soon. So, yeah, let's try this again. It's going to take a lot of fitness training until that is comfortable. What I can say though, this is the second time I've done this, not just like this rep, but second time I've been to this hill doing that. And definitely on the first 20 steps I feel like I've got more spring in it, so definitely doing it makes you better. What was really challenging about this one is every foot placement is completely different, and you're having to do like either big strides, small strides, left and right, lots of different types of movement. Very good, very good.